In 3 years, the Brooklyn Nets have accomplished what we've been waiting for the New York Knicks to pull off for a half century. And more specifically in 20 years, in the last 20 years, this is what they pulled off. This is what they pulled off.
Welcome to the Second Take Podcast, where we talk about sports news around the world. I'm Dylan Cronin here along with Cam Batafko. Cam, how are you today?
I'm very good.
But the real question is the world still turning?
As far as I'm concerned, the world is still turning.
Well, as long as the world is still turning, I guess we can jump into some NBA talk.
Sounds good.
All right. So, today we have a system where we're going to grade each team in the NBA's offseason, and we've rated them out of 10 and taken our averages. Each of us have rated the team's offseason out of 10, and we took the average for each of us and came up with a number.
All right, we're starting at the top of the list with the Atlanta Hawks.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that everybody thinks they had a really good offseason this year.
Yeah, the number we gave them was an 8.5, given their draft highlights. Jackson Hayes was they traded for the 8th pick in the overall in the draft.
That's a good pick, yeah. They had DeAndre Hunter, the pick they traded for the Pelicans, the number 4 pick.
Yep.
Which was a really good pickup. And then along with they took
Cam Reddish
later in the draft, which is basically they had pretty outstanding draft,
yeah.
I'd say. I mean, that's 3 great young guys. Kevin Huerter.
Mm-hmm.
They have Trae Young already, John Collins. So that's a really good young core. A lot of good scoring, shooting, which is now the new style of the NBA. So, I mean, I don't think they were going to be able to sign into big free agents.
No, not enough cap for them. But keeping that core, they're going to develop as time goes on.
Yeah, they're a big market as Atlanta, but they're not going to attract anybody now until they really get good. So I think that they were smart to not.
Yep.
No.
They'll be good.
Yeah.
With that core.
Yeah, the way they worked out the offseason, as long as they kept the core of the young guys and they really just played it smart.
Mm-hmm.
The next team we were talking about ranking is the Celtics. So the
Celtics,
homeboys. That's right. So the Celtics get a 7.5 from us this season. The draft was a little bit of a...
I didn't like the draft as much. I think they wasted their first-round pick with Romeo Langford. But I think in the second round, Carson Edwards was a steal. And I think they did free agency as best as they could. I mean, Kemba Walker is a amazing young, 29 years of age point guard. He's not Kyrie level, but he's as close as
close,
you could get.
Yeah, I think he'll be better with the chemistry as well. I think that Kyrie's great, but I don't think he really worked here, and I don't think he was a great leader with the young guys, and I feel like that kind of, it just, I don't know, the way it worked out, it didn't work out great the way that Kyrie got hurt, and the team did really good without him after in that first season when they ran through the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That really hurt Boston. And then a humble guy like Al Horford just was out one day. He was literally, it was just one day, he was just like, I'm out. It's kind of like a Kawhi thing almost. It was like, okay, I guess he's
but
done.
You get, what's his face to replace him? Ennis Cantor to replace him.
Yeah, Cantor's not bad at all.
He's not good, and he's way younger.
Yeah, and he's tough down low. I mean, obviously he's not Al Horford, but he's really good down low.
Yeah.
I think that is a weak point for the Celtics. I think you look at the Celtics, and you
got Kemba, Tatum, Marcus Smart.
Yeah, they're good.
Their guards are good.
Yeah, they're good in the backcourt and stuff, and they're good at the forward. But when you get to the big man,
I mean, who's your power forward on this team?
Yeah, that's gonna be Tice maybe.
Tice as a starter.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They don't.
That's why they got a 7.5 and not higher.
Yeah, they missed a little. I mean, they replaced Kemba with Kyrie. You have to give them at least a decent rating, and they get Cantor, but
they get some.
I think that they really slumped there.
Yeah.
So
next on the list is the Nets.
We gave the Nets a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I mean anytime you get Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and DeAndre out of nowhere, DeAndre Jordan in an offseason.
You got those big guys taking pay cuts to get DeAndre Jordan.
And even though next season they won't have Kevin Durant, but I also think that's good for Kyrie to get chemistry with the guys like Harris LeVert and Joe Harris. That's a really good core. That's gonna be tough because they're gonna have depth and they're gonna be really, really good. Mm-hmm. In the playoff rounds, it's not gonna be almost like KD and Kyrie are great, but it's not gonna be one of those teams where it's they're really star powered but no depth. They're gonna have good depth as well. Like they're gonna be a good team.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm excited to see what Kyrie does as the leader in this first year without KD injured, to see if it's a Boston all over again or not. Supposedly, Kevin Durant and Kyrie were talking about teaming up before this year, is what I would have reported on them. They were talking about it a couple years ago, teaming up.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, they say there's no tampering in the NBA, but I think LeBron and AD were talking about playing for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious. I mean, it wasn't really. LeBron was like, was AD like the first pick in that draft, the All-Star draft? They did the All-Star draft.
He picked all the free agents.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant, Kyrie,
he was like,
AD.
Yeah, he was like, give me Kyrie, give me AD. He was going after everyone that was rumored to go to the Lakers. It was like the all Clay. I think he got two. He was like, give me Clay.
Yeah,
The all Lakers like free agency squad.
He was like, trade me Ben Simmons.
Yeah, trade me because Rich Paul's the agent. It's like he was doing everything he could to like. Just to
get to talk to him.
To recruit them. Do the thing where he like puts the towel in front of his face and it's like, you don't know what I'm saying. You know,
everyone knows.
Everyone knows they're talking about. And then LeBron will do the thing where like he like dies laughing. He's like on the bench, like dying, like falling over in his chair, like over exaggerating.
Hey, he's got to do what he's got to do.
I mean, at least they get Anthony Davis in the end. I guess. And if they get Kawhi,
they could still get Kawhi. At the time of this recording, Kawhi's still a free agent.
I know, dude. That would be
ridiculous.
That would be like, they wouldn't have depth, but
I don't know if you need depth with a team of LeBron,
Kawhi, AD, and Kuzma, dude. Kuzma as a scorer. That team would be.
That team would be nasty.
Yeah, it'd also be a weird pairing too. You got an outgoing guy like LeBron, and then AD is, I don't know, he's not really outgoing or humble. He's a little
Kawhi, like Lobot.
I don't. Yeah, Kawhi. That'd be a little bit of a weird squad. I feel like.
Yeah, it definitely would be.
Maybe Isaiah will get added. I mean, not Isaiah. Kawhi will get added to the Toon Squad if he goes down there. Like won't talk the whole movie.
Yeah,
like no lines.
Just standing in like the corner the whole time.
Like gets like a dunk.
Yeah.
All right. The next team we got is the Charlotte Hornets, who they really did nothing.
I mean, we gave them a 2.
Yeah, it was rough. They got Terry Rozier. It was basically Jordan traded Terry Rozier for Kemba Walker.
It's just Jordan. Really?
They honestly haven't done nothing.
You lost Kemba.
They basically were like,
who's the star on that
Kemba
team
Walker?
now?
We get Terry Rozier.
Yeah, Terry Rozier can finally get what he wants. I'm a top 4 point guard in the league. He's finally gonna get his chance to show us.
with I don't even think they were like losing Jeremy Lamb. It's like 70 overall 2K roster. Best player is Terry Rozier, 75. That is like the rebuild team of the century for 2K. It's like
lottery pick.
A lottery pick every year. The Hornets pick will get auctioned off this year.
Watch them not even have it.
I know they'll trade it. That's like one of those like Nets organizations where they'll be like,
"I'll give you 5 first round pick.
You give me Vince Carter on a Walker, and I'll give you the first round pick for the next 3 years with KG and Pierce." That's like what one of those is.
It is. Next up, we had the Bulls, who we gave a smack in the middle 5.
Smack in the middle.
Smack in the middle.
Yeah, the Bulls. They had like nothing much happened.
Wasn't insane.
Yeah, who did they? We were just talking about this a while ago. This was a while ago. I can't remember who did they draft? Why? Oh, Kobe White.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. I think he's going to be a really, really good scorer. He was awesome at North Carolina, and I know a lot of the college guys won't be as great in the NBA as they are in college. It's more about potential, but I think Kobe White has both.
Yeah, for sure. As they also got young guys like Zach LaVine on that team, and
Lauri Markkanen as well. Yep. That's a good squad. I think the Bulls just kind of kept intact. You know, they didn't really lose anyone.
They're young too.
You have to give them like a 5 because they didn't lose.
They didn't lose anyone big.
A lot of the teams that are low lose like a team,
like a big player on that team.
Yeah,
or like a Kemba Walker.
Or with the Knicks, they lose their whole fan base.
But they lose New York. Basically.
They lose New York. Yeah, so we gave them a 5. So the next team we have is the Cavs.
Yeah. We
gave the Cavs
a 3.
A 3, yeah.
Lottery.
I don't know. Yeah,
Man, who'd they pick again?
I mean, if you look at it, I guess the Bulls are kind of the similar, so maybe we did mess that up a little. But they got Darius Garland, who
I feel like the Bulls can be maybe not, obviously not a championship contender, but with the guys like Zach LaVine and Markkanen and their draft pick, they can be something. Like maybe I just don't see the Cavs improving at all.
Yeah, another thing that was weird is I know that a lot of people think Darius Garland's really good, but he didn't play a lot of games this year in college, and they already have Colin Sexton.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're drafting a point guard.
We're getting the depth in point guard.
I know that they're drafting 2 point. Like, I know a lot of people think he's good. I'm personally not as sold on him as everybody else is, and I know that might be more of a hot take, but I'm not huge on him. I just didn't get to see him play. It's like almost, it's like all those guys that don't play. It's like,
well, then we're vice versa on Bol Bol. Right? He didn't play much, but we
so Bol Bol didn't play much either, but he went from 4 to like 44. And then Darius Garland, it's like he's number 5 now. Darius Garland. He's number 5.
Garland. We projected him number 4. He's number 5.
I know. It's like, I don't know.
If anyone even projected him number 4.
I know. I don't know. That was a weird late turn.
He might have went up in the draft.
That's feeling.
Not playing a lot, you go up.
I'm feeling Markelle Fultz there. I'm feeling like disappears, like just doesn't play. Like I don't know, something Darius Garland, like that name in general, like he doesn't really sound like a like Darius.
Doesn't sound like a basketball player.
Darius Garland, that just sounds weird. It's almost like he doesn't really sound like any sport. Like
sounds like your average construction worker.
Yeah, Darius Garland. I don't know. That's a weird. That's not a pick I would go with.
Next up, we have the Mavs, the Mavericks.
We gave them a 5.
A 5. I mean, they locked up Porzingis, the unicorn.
Yeah, that was the best. That
years.
gave them the 5. They got
Porzingis. Curry's brother, Seth Curry, to come off the bench. I assume he's a bench player. I can't imagine Seth Curry being a starter.
Yeah, maybe on. No, I don't know. It matters like what they have Luka do, because Luka can play forward, but he could also play point guard because he's like
that seems gonna be good.
Yeah,
healthy though. Healthy.
But I just like how they kept their core. That's how they got 5.
Their core's good.
But like a team, like when we go back to the Cavs like that, like the reason they're a 3 is because they're not good, and they didn't add anything.
Yes, exactly. They're gonna be the same team.
But the Bulls have more potential than the Cavs, and the Mavericks are good.
Yes, they just weren't healthy.
Yeah, and Porzingis will play next year, right?
I mean, rookie of the year, Porzingis coming back.
Luka Doncic.
Yep.
They'll be good for sure. Yeah, Luka, rookie of the year. I don't know. I had to repeat that. Luka. Yeah, they'll be good. I think.
Yeah.
Did Dirk retire? Or is he retired?
Yes, thank God, man.
Like 77 years in the NBA.
I know.
I didn't know.
Vince Carter's now taking the throne of 77 years.
Vince Carter's like 60.
I know.
Vince Carter's pretty old.
The Sedana Jar.
He gets like 1 dunk a year too, and they're like,
Vince Carter, highlight reel.
I know.
Number 1 ESPN.
The number 1 Sports Center Snapchat play of the day. Vince Carter still can jump up, man.
He's still got his hops.
He's still got it.
I remember when he jumped like that 70 years ago.
Yeah, but that's another thing with Vince Carter. Vince Carter was a great dunker. Mm-hmm. But like when you play with him in like 2K or something, or like when people talk about him, they act like he was like Michael Jordan. It's like, all right, let's slow our rolls on Vince Carter. Did Vince Carter make the playoffs, dude? I don't even know if has Vince Carter in all his 40 years in the NBA had a playoff appearance?
Has he won a series?
I know. Like he's been in the NBA a little too long. Maybe he should go join the Warriors for a year.
Win a title.
Just jump off.
He'll be a starter. Next up, we have the Nuggets, who I think stole Bol Bol.
Yeah, we gave him a 5.5 because they didn't make any other moves. That probably could have been a little higher.
Yeah, that probably could have been a little higher.
Maybe like a 6.5.
Bol Bol steal in my mind. Maybe it won't be, but I think he will be.
Yeah, I like that, and I like how they have him and Michael Porter Jr. now.
Yep.
So that's like 2 of those guys.
And then the still core. You know,
they didn't waste picks on him. Michael Porter Jr. was obviously higher than Bol Bol was, but Bol Bol, like, he fell to 44. It's like, honestly, it's just like,
it's a little ridiculous.
It's like, take him, you know?
Yep. I would have took him if I was the Celtics.
Yeah, I know. But that's a good pick, I think.
And they still had their core, obviously.
Yeah, they didn't lose anything, I don't think. But they picked up Paul Millsap. Yeah, that's what we put them down for. We forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, the Paul Millsap.
$30 million. He's like another guy that's 40. There's too many guys that are 40 in the NBA now, or it feels like they are.
Yeah. A lot of older
It's becoming
guys.
the NHL. It's becoming like Gordie Howe, Amir Yager.
Yaga.
Just absolutely like a little bit.
45-year-old.
Just like
Boykin Jaw comes back.
like-
Unbelievable story.
It's okay to walk away from the game.
Yeah.
It's like not like you're making you. I guess Paul Millsap's pretty good. The Nuggets are good. I wouldn't say that's a little bit. I don't
A lot
think
of
he's
money.
not worth $30 million now. But
No, that's
he's-
why it's low.
He's kind of like an Al. He's like an average Al. They played on the same
average
team
Al.
too. Average Al. Just to tear up the Celtics though. Who's next? We got
Pistons.
The Pistons. Yeah, we give them a 4. They signed Derrick Rose, who's basically hit or miss.
Miss.
Yeah, Derrick Rose is a little bit.
He's all right. I don't think he's gonna post unbelievable.
Performance
Yeah.
of the year.
I don't.
50 points. Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I don't see that. I see him being. He's an all right point guard. I don't think it's gonna get him any extra wins.
Derrick
Okay.
Rose should do what Kyrie did with KD and call up Melo and be like, "We're gonna start a squad." That's like That's like their squad. Melo and D Rose. Melo D Rose.
Yeah, I don't know. What else happened with them?
I don't. Yeah, they. Oh, Reggie Jackson.
Retired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played only 10 years, which I was surprised. He's kind of young. He wasn't really like too old, I don't believe. And then they kept their core. They
Hey,
kept
Gronkowski retired. He can retire.
the WWE. Reggie Jackson and Gronk. So they get what's it called? They didn't get anyone. They kept Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin, which I like. So they kept their core.
they're still
They
good.
nobody was on a contract, but
Yeah.
at least as long as you keep your core, I guess you got to at least get a 3 or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the next team we have is the Warriors. We gave them a 5.
I didn't see the move coming. I didn't think D'Lo was going to
I
go
kind of
to
disagreed with you on this. You gave him a 4. I gave him a 6. I was almost leaning towards that. So they were. He was saying that losing Kevin Durant is obviously a loss, which of course it is because he's arguably the best player in basketball. But
right now, yeah.
But the Warriors still always find a way to.
I agree. They always find a way to be good.
They're
But I mean, maybe Clay not being there for a year would make D'Lo more minutes. I mean, you have when that Warriors are healthy, you have Steph, Clay, and D'Lo off your bench.
I think they could trade him, but
I could see him being.
Even if they
tradable.
didn't trade him, could Clay run the? He's a really good defender. I don't know if he could run the 3 though.
I don't know if he could either.
Yeah, if you're playing a team
Steph
like the
can't play
Bucks,
anywhere
you
else.
can't run the 3. Yeah,
With his height, so I don't know. D'Lo off the bench, he doesn't hit me as a bench guy.
I know that's the thing. But the thing with D'Lo also, it's like there's not think about it. You look at a lot of teams, if you think about the past, and when they lose a big free agent like that, they usually fall off a cliff for a few years.
Yeah, that's smart by them to get someone.
They get. That's
someone
That's
good.
why I
Get
was
someone-
leaning
and
towards the higher
also-
rating because they still get D'Angelo Russell. Like the Warriors, they as much as there's the hate of just the Kevin Durant signing all that. You have to admit the general management there is just outstanding. No matter what, they stay on top. They drafted that great team. Then they added KD. They added Boogie the next year out of nowhere, and now they're gonna.
Who, in my mind, they could keep if they give him something.
Yeah, people are saying
I mean,
if
I
you're
have no
getting a
idea where
minimum
Boogie's
deal now.
going.
We're here in a minimum deal, not even a mid-level exception. Why not try to keep him?
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is you every year they're just adding another asset, and it's like a thing we've never seen. They don't ever give up.
The Warriors could be wicked good next year, even without Clay. You have Curry, D'Lo, Draymond, Boogie. If Boogie stays, I mean that's not a bad team.
And they
Kevin-
just re-signed
Looney.
Kevon Looney.
Yep.
They just
I don't know
re-signed
why
him
I
for
said
3. I know, I do that all the time. It's just the way his name looks. They just re-signed him for 3 years. So that's another
not
good
a
pickup.
bad
Yeah,
team.
he's a pretty good.
It's not a bad
no,
team.
Clay
a playoff
coming
team.
back.
Clay
I
will
think
come back. I don't know next year.
torn ACLs aren't as bad as they used to be. It's not an Achilles. The Achilles is the worst now.
Well, with the Warriors medical staff, it could be terrible.
Yeah, we don't know. He could have.
Could be
His
leg
career could
chopped
be
off.
over, but.
It could be leg chopped off. He just got a booed bone.
Oh yeah, that's not a good loss though, Iggy.
No, not a good.
That's
loss,
not a good
especially in
loss.
the time it came.
The chemist. Yeah, that's right after he said those comments. You wonder if they were.
and
just
then all of a sudden they're like, "You're out of here. We can't. You just don't say anything else."
I know. That's tough.
Yeah,
That is tough. The next
Rockets.
team we're talking to, we actually give the Rockets really low score. We gave them a 2, and I believe that this is still true. They did nothing.
You said Jimmy Butler will be our guy.
Yeah, they didn't get Jimmy, which
And
I still
from
don't
what
think
I
would've
heard,
worked.
you didn't even come close to getting him, which I didn't think he should have. I don't think he should have went to the Rockets at all.
No.
But the Rockets obviously wanted him.
I mean, he would have been in State Farm commercials, which would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, with the mascot and everything.
But an Oscar from The Office. But I don't know about that. Like, you can the Rockets just didn't do anything. They didn't really draft anybody. And they kind of just like, I feel like Chris Paul and James Harden do have beef.
That's not gonna. Chris Paul will leave. They'll trade him.
But that's what I'm saying. They have, as of right now, they have not made that move. Mm-hmm. And I almost feel like, and they keep talking 24/7 about trading Clint Capella.
I know.
Why?
Celtics were in the mix for Al Horford if he resigned.
There was a lot of teams in the mix for Clint Capella. The Sixers were,
and as far I haven't seen anything like of Clint Capella.
They just haven't made moves. I don't know. It's just almost like, who did they re-sign though? Austin Rivers?
Yes.
That's not bad. He's a good shooter.
He's good.
But that, I don't know. I'm not huge on the Rockets offseason's just been nothing. They were like, we're really close to a championship. How can we put ourselves over the top?
Nothing. Go for Jimmy Butler. Don't get him. We sign the same team.
Yeah, not getting I don't know.
Given there's no, we'll say DeMarcus Cousins leaves, there's no Warrior team in their way for that team.
That's true. I would agree with that's a really good point. Unless Kawhi goes to the Lakers.
Yes.
But
as of now, that hasn't
But I still don't, can they beat if the Lakers get depth, which now they can't get as good of role players because they're not there.
They're waiting on Kawhi.
If the Lakers got depth, can they beat the Lakers?
No. Not if James Harden and Chris Paul have actual beef, it never works out, especially in a sport like the NBA, where it's, 12 guys on a team or something like that. If there's, like in football, where there's a bunch of guys, you can have beef between 2 guys, because there's so many players, it's not going to destroy a team. But in basketball, where there's 12 or 13 guys on a team, 2 guys, and it being your all-stars, having beef can crush the team.
It's also the way they play, too. It's not really it never really looked to me like it was a really good mix and match. It's almost like Chris Paul, his whole career,
had the ball too much.
And he's an amazing passer.
Yes.
He's an elite.
But he went to the Rockets to not have, he still wants the ball, but not have every play run through him.
Yes, exactly, because he's older, he's on the backside of his career.
But he doesn't want every play running through James Harden, like it was.
Yeah, and I mean, that's another thing with them, too. I'm going to assume James Harden doesn't average 36 points this year. So, if he doesn't do that, well, if he takes as many shots as he does, he will, but
he probably will.
If he doesn't do that, and Chris Paul, I like him, but he's basically auto-hurt every year. He's automatically out for 50 games. He plays about 30 games a season.
John Wall.
Yeah. This is it slipped in the shower or whatever. I don't know. Can the Rockets
win a final? Can they be good enough to win the finals?
Can they be good in the regular season, though? Say Kawhi went to the Clippers, and the West is loaded, right?
Yep.
And the Lakers get some depth.
I think they could still be a 3 or 4 seed, but
I don't know though, because the Jazz are way better. The Jazz are for sure better.
I
think
the Jazz
are for sure better than them too. I think the Jazz are better than them now.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell in his 3rd year. Bogdanovich. They lost Ricky Rubio, but they got Mike Conley. That's a huge upgrade. I don't know, man. The Rockets are going to be in trouble. I think that's why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think they should mix it up.
The one thing they did do that was good, and it wasn't this offseason, was they got rid of Carmelo.
Yes.
Congratulations. I do a little standing ovation there for them. That's a good move.
After the Rockets, we had the Pacers, who I heard Oladipo's out till December or January. They already said that, which is ridiculous.
They played good without him, though.
Yeah,
they did. They played really good without him, but they lost their core, basically.
Yeah.
The guy that averaged 20 when he was gone, Bogdanovich, is on the Jazz now. They lost Thaddeus Young to the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do gain Malcolm Brogdon, which is a big
That's
pickup.
big. He's good.
Yeah, he's super. I don't know why he's not talked about more. he gets like he'll be 50, 40, and 90. He'll average a good amount of points. He won Rookie of the Year. I feel like he won Rookie of the Year and no one noticed.
Yeah, I know.
And then I feel like when you'll bring up Luka and you'll think of Rookie of the Year. You bring up Ben Simmons, you think of Rookie of the Year, which Sophomore of the Year. But and then you think of Malcolm Brogdon, and you just think that guy that was playing with Giannis.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he can be really, really good because he's young, too.
And I'll have an opportunity to do that on the team that he is now on, the Pacers, without Oladipo.
Yeah, for
he'll
sure.
have that opportunity.
For sure.
And I think he'll show up.
They did lose a lot of their core, though, but they still have guys like Miles Turner, so they hopefully can. I like
in the East right now, if Kawhi leaves, I think they'll be good.
The East, if Kawhi leaves, is like a dead zone. Or
I know.
at least the Nets can.
Yeah.
Like KD and Kyrie. Like Kyrie stayed and KD came over. But they lose Kawhi, it's almost like the same. It's just
the
a
one
dead
team.
zone.
Yeah.
It's like
a dead zone.
It's like Kemba Walker is like
Kemba
next
Walker,
year,
third best player on the East.
Yeah, who is like the top 5 in the East? If you think about it. So next year, so if you exclude Kevin Durant,
Kyrie, Kemba.
Oh, Joel Embiid.
Yeah, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, this isn't in order. This isn't in order.
No, this isn't in order.
Oh, Giannis. What the hell was that?
I know. It's the MVP. My mom.
Giannis, yeah, I know. I know. I don't
Somehow
know.
beating James Harden.
Yeah, that's still a little.
So Giannis, Kyrie,
Joel
Embiid, Kemba.
Ben Simmons, really?
I mean, who else?
Jimmy's gone.
Yep.
What are some other teams? Is there Blake Griffin had a really good year last year.
Yeah, but maybe top 5.
I'm telling you, he had a career year last year.
Yeah,
he did.
I mean, they made the playoffs.
Oladipo's good. I don't know. The East is rough.
A dead zone compared to the West.
Did we even name a good shooting guard in that list?
No.
Who's a good shooting guard in the East? Compared to the West with like James Harden, Klay Thompson,
yeah, I know.
Mitchell. Who's a good shooting guard in the East? It's like silent here.
I know. I mean, you gotta.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's none that. We were just talking about Oladipo, but
if he comes back.
So Oladipo's kind of hurt next year too, though. So that's like the same thing with KD. Mm-hmm. So it's like the East is just like a dead zone.
It is
to watch.
Yeah, I'll be watching the West.
Pretty rough. Watching the West.
I'll be watching the Celtics
in the West. The Celtics in the West.
Yeah.
The East in the NHL is much better, though.
The East in the NHL is way better.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah, the East in the NHL is the stacked.
It's the stacked.
Especially now with New Jersey, but we can get into that later.
All right, who's the next one?
The Clippers.
The Clippers.
Who we put a question mark for at the time of this video.
Because
we signed Pat Bev. I think that's good. Good defender.
Yeah,
obviously.
we can't give him a number because the Kawhi Leonard sweepstakes is clearly between the Raptors, the Lakers, and Clippers.
Yeah.
Who Chris Carter just said, who I think is a decent source. He just said that that they all have a even chance and there is no decide, which I could believe because it's Kawhi, or I don't know what to believe. Maybe Kawhi's just trolling everybody and already knows where he's going.
Yeah, Kawhi's gonna come out and just be like, "I'm going to the Sixers." No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I want to say Sixers, but something like that random, like none of those teams.
Yeah, I know. Back to the Spurs. Pop got him back.
Yeah,
the whole time.
Pop sitting in his deathbed gets him back.
So the Clippers can't really have a rating, I don't think.
Yeah, not without Kawhi. Kawhi's a big piece of it.
Yeah, for sure. If they get Kawhi, that's a whole different conversation.
Any team.
It's literally a buffed Raptors.
Yeah, it is.
It's a better bench, and if they'll be able to keep Gallinari.
Yep.
And because they aren't signing another max, I'm assuming. So, I mean, I don't know who else.
It is a better Raptors.
It's a better Raptors, unless you went out and... there's really no one else to sign for a max. So, the next team we have is the
Lakers.
The Lakers, yeah.
We give them a 9.
Because
Anthony Davis.
This team. So the Raptors and Clippers, we give question marks, but the Lakers, we didn't, even though they're in the Kawhi sweepstakes, because they made a move like Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
that's why they get the 9. And even though they did trade away a ton of depth, and some people didn't like the trade, I think when you get the best player and you get a guy in his prime like Anthony Davis,
with LeBron.
Yeah, with LeBron. Not even mentioning LeBron.
Yeah, I mean,
they're gonna be insane.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, you definitely do need some depth, and you have Kuzma.
You need shooters.
Yes, you need shooters.
Maybe like a Danny Green. I was hearing JR. You just need shooters.
I think Danny Green, he stayed though, no? I think they're waiting on Kawhi, which is
Yeah,
their plan.
I don't think
that was
he's
their
signed
bet
yet.
they met. Oh, maybe not. But that's the bet the Lakers are doing. They could have signed a bunch of depth players. They lost out on some for sure now.
Yeah, I would love to see them go for a guy that averaged 20 without Oladipo Bogdanovich. I think he's really good. And he's a shooter. You need guys like that.
Yep, but they don't. I mean, if they get Kawhi, I don't even know if you need depth.
Just 3 and D guys. Just 3 and D.
I don't even know if you need depth with LeBron, AD, and Kawhi though. If they all team up.
Oh, if Kawhi's there, you don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they did.
It's kind of like Miami times 10.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a little better than the Warriors. The thing is though, the one thing I would
love to see that series.
Yeah, because
the now Warriors of Curry, Draymond, Clay.
Not only that though, the Warriors, the one advantage they'd have is shooting. The Warriors would the Warriors get dominated in the paint though, dude.
Yeah, with
LeBron,
LeBron and Kawhi.
It would be like.
I mean, what would those matchups
like
be?
Musclemania.
Yeah. That would be.
It'd be crazy.
That would be insane.
Who's the next team?
Memphis.
Who we gave a 7 because I mean, they drafted a job.
Yep.
I mean,
you lost Mike Conley, who's first of all his contract.
Yeah, I liked because
Mike Conley's a good player. There's no doubt about that, but his contract would suit him for an all-star player. Which I mean, you can make an argument in the years, but I didn't see Memphis in the playoffs.
He doesn't. Yeah, he's not a max. That's what I mean. I feel like this is what I've been talking about with people the last few days with the Al Horford having a max before. I feel like that
if you have a max, you should be better than everyone.
If you have a max contract, you have to have taken over a game to get a max contract. One game. I've never seen Al Horford take over a game.
True.
I've never seen it, and I've never heard of Mike Conley absolutely takes over.
Mike Conley drops
with 5
85.
points.
Yeah,
with 5 points. 5 points and 11 assists.
Yeah.
But them getting Ja, I think, is the right move.
Yeah.
I think them shipping out, they got some decent players. They got Grayson Allen, who's, I think he's going to be.
They kept it young.
I think he could be, yeah. They got Kyle Korver, who's a good shooter.
Yep.
They got Jay Crowder, who's.
They did good.
I'm not a huge on Jay
I think
Crowder.
getting rid of Mike Conley is good, in quotations, as a player. He is. You got to get rid of his contract. And they made themselves a little younger. Mike Conley's, 30 something?
Yeah, they already have Jaren Jackson Jr. too, so Ja can play with him.
Mm-hmm. I think they have a good surrounding core around a second-round pick in Ja.
Yeah, John Morant playing with him. That'd be pretty good.
Next, we have the Miami Heat, who we gave an 8 for getting rid of.
They got rid of the Hassan contract.
Yeah,
they needed to get rid of that dude. That was like hurting them bad. They were like talking about that for years online. It was like
I know.
It was like
and we're also forgetting a big one in Jimmy Butler.
Oh yeah, for sure. They signed Jimmy. I like that. I think that Jimmy works
his
there better
attitude
than anywhere else. No, because Jimmy, I think, needs to be a 1. Even though I don't think he'll ever win as a 1, he needs to be a 1.
For him, yeah.
He's just too much of a mental. And I love the way Jimmy plays, but
I can't wait for Jimmy being a 1 and then him being like, all the starters go on that team. I'm going to join a bunch of rookies and G League players in a practice scrimmage.
Yeah. Do they still have Goran Dragic? I think they do, right?
Who? The Heat?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, and he'll take the guy they just got from, like, the Trailblazers, like Myers Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I take Myers Leonard. You get Goran Dragic, all those Heat 70 overalls, and we going to take him on. You think he's going to... Oh, yeah, this is a good prediction. Do you think Jimmy Butler wears a headband there? Like the one bandana he wore, like, you know, the one that tied down?
Yeah,
it looked like a Ninja Turtle bandana. Do you think he wears one of those there?
In Miami?
A pink one?
I hope not.
Pink unis,
I'm gonna hope not.
Pink unis, pink bandana.
Honestly, him with the he's number 1. He's gotta go back to the look of bandana. I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, who's the next squad?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. We gave them a 5.
Get the core
because they kept the core, but they lost Brogdon, and they paid Middleton a lot. Even though I think Middleton, he kind of had to get it because he was going to get offered it because he's an all-star.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Actually, I would say Middleton's worth it. Middleton has taken over games. He can shoot like that. Middleton's worth it.
And they kept, what's his face, Brook Lopez.
And George Hill.
Yep.
So they did pretty good. That could maybe be a 6.
And obviously you have Giannis.
Yeah, but they didn't. Oh yeah, they didn't do much of the draft though.
No, but
And I feel like you gotta surround Giannis in his prime a little more, even though they have a ton of good depth and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to get anyone to even consider talking about Milwaukee, but
hey, you want to live in Milwaukee?
you can live in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't interest a lot compared to the other teams in the NBA. Milwaukee's not as high, but
Oh, it's not even close.
yeah, it's not.
They're at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, for
Only
sure.
team worse than them, it's like the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Just the sound of Memphis. Every time I hear Memphis, it's like they're bad. They're not a good team. Every time I hear Memphis, I don't want to. I just,
Yeah.
I'm all set.
So next are the T-Wolves. We give them a 6.
Yeah, a 6.
I don't
What happened this year? Oh, they lost Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
That's not
Hello.
really. They still have Cat. I don't know why they haven't tried to trade Wiggins while he's still maybe worth
like
something.
4-year deal or whatever it is.
Dude, Wiggins is like. Remember he was getting compared to like LeBron.
I know
on
Wiggins
draft
was
day?
supposed to be a big guy, like a good defender, can shoot the ball, can do everything for a team. I haven't really seen his name.
Andrew Wiggins is a snooze fest. If you have Andrew Wiggins on your team, I kind of feel like I just don't want to watch.
And what's his contract?
I don't know. He's not really.
He's
like,
on a 4-year. I know
He's
that.
not even like. He's not even like fun. He doesn't do stuff like fun either. Like it's not like he's didn't live up to his potential, but at least he could be like a Jaylen Brown where he gives like a flashy thing that happens once in a while.
Like dunking over Giannis or something.
Yeah, or like a crazy dunk. Dude, he doesn't even do that.
No.
He's never even made like a YouTube video. He doesn't do that. Like he's just
Oh,
he's
you
nothing.
barely hear his name.
I know. He's not that good. I don't know. The Timberwolves are the Timberwolves.
Yeah, they're just the T-Wolves. Next is the Pelicans. We give them a 9.
Oh, you wanna know we just forgot about the Timberwolves actually is they drafted who the hell did they draft?
Who, the Timberwolves?
Yeah.
They
Jarrett Culver. That's why they got the 6. Jarrett Culver. They traded for it, right? Suns drafted Jarrett Culver. Suns are currently in
They got
discussions.
Jarrett
Yeah.
Culver,
They traded.
They got the Suns pick.
Yeah, reading off this, it says the Suns drafted Jarrett Culver and are currently in discussions, but that was on draft night. So they traded that with the Dario Saric pick because the Suns are retarded and they just
And then
gave
the
up their team
Timberwolves traded the 11 to the Suns. Yep.
and then
He's
they
good.
took like Cameron Jordan or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's not that bad of an offseason. I think they could have been a lot better wasting Cat's prime, but they have him on a huge deal, so it won't be a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge. Same with Andrew Wiggins.
All right, so who are we?
Next is
The Pelicans.
Who I give a 9, who I think
Yeah,
are going to be a playoff team, and I think they're actually pretty darn good.
I think the one thing is the playoff team is even though it's Zion who's
It's
like
young for a playoff. They might get beat up in the playoffs, to be honest, but
yeah, but even though it's Zion,
Zion.
they're not. I don't know. It's tough to transition to the NBA when you watch the guys. There's not a lot of people that can do it, and if anyone's gonna do it, I guess it would be Zion. So I think that might be.
Yeah, it is very tough to transfer to the NBA. I mean, the games played is different if they don't switch it.
Oh, for sure, it's much faster.
But
There's
what they go from
much more-
30 games to 82 games or something?
You got to think
Total?
when you look at Zion. I'm gonna say
That's a tank.
He's gonna get. No, he's gonna get like. Well, all right. Well, yeah, we can get into that, but Zion, if you look at what he's gonna do next year, right? He's gonna get. I'm gonna say he's gonna get like at least 3 dunks, right? He just gets them, 2 or 3 dunks
Per game?
That's around what he gets, I'd say, right?
Yeah,
he gets a ton of dunks. So you give him that, and the fact that college does have like players play harder on defense because they're trying to get to the NBA until the playoffs.
Yeah.
Once it's the playoffs, the NBA goes, but there's not a hand check anymore.
It's
Zion.
It's definitely the difference between every sport has it. Season versus playoffs. Hockey has it, basketball has it, every sport has it. But in college, you're fighting to be in
Yeah.
it. So
And I would
almost
say
every
the N-
game is kind of like the playoffs.
And I would also say the NBA is the most extreme with that, though. Like, I think
What?
the players resting and stuff like that. And the NHL and NFL, or they don't do it as much. The NBA is definitely the most extreme with, like, the Kyrie has a bloodshot eye tonight, he can't play.
Yeah.
Or, like, Jason Tatum pricked his finger this morning.
Can't
I'm
play,
not sure
yeah.
if he can.
It's
make
definitely
it to
not the
game
NHL because
Gordon Hayward. How many times was Gordon Hayward ill last year?
I know. The
Gordon
NHL
Hayward,
has
yeah.
that too, though. The NHL, like, because you can't have guys in the same room if they're ill, so they're sort of like, David Krejci ill, you can't play in the playoffs. It's like, it's not like Bergeron played with a punctured lung. But if you're ill, you are not playing.
Ill.
You are not playing.
That's the NHL. The
You can play with a punctured lung,
ill.
but you cannot play ill. That got me so mad when I saw that.
So the Pelicans were just talking tanking. Well, they don't need to.
They don't tank. I meant like Zion is a tank, like a human.
Oh, I get what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah, they don't need a tank. They're good.
Yeah, they
that.
lost Julius Randle, but who'd they get? They got
Lonzo, Zion,
JJ Redick. Did they get JJ Redick?
Yep, Redick.
Redick. So your starting lineup next year. Lonzo's healthy. If he is, he should be. He's
Big
hurt a lot,
baller,
but he's still 10-6-6.
He never lost. Yeah,
he never lost.
Never lost.
Lonzo, I'm gonna tell you right now, my son next year, Lonzo, he gonna average 35. He gonna get about 12 assists.
Lonzo has a bad year this year. He'll just jump on his next son.
You give my son Zion and tell me he ain't gonna win a championship? That's like what he did.
Zion's rookie year?
Or yeah, what did he say? He was like, it was meant to be. He was like, that's what he wanted.
Yeah, he was like,
the whole time.
You give my son the bond. You're telling me. First of all, Lonzo's gonna make the bond better.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, he's always like to everyone. He did it with Zion too. He's always like, my son make everyone around him better. And then he was like comparing to Stephen Curry. He was like, Lonzo will win a championship with the Warriors right now, but Curry could not do what Lonzo did in North Carolina.
He shoot him out the game.
Yeah, shoot him out the game. Everyone's
like, at UCLA, he shoot him out the game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then he'll be like, he can't jump like my boy.
Yeah.
And then that's
what's Curry's height? 6'2", 6'3"?
That's
my boy's 6'6" in his sleep with his eyes closed.
That was so funny, dude. But I think that Lonzo is still a really good player, even though his dad's a clown.
Yes,
he's still a good player. Who?
They'll be good.
Oh, they got Brandon Ingram. That's a good guy in that trade. They got Josh Hart off the bench.
Yep.
Do they have a center? Did they sign anyone?
Not that I can think of.
Did they draft someone besides Zion?
The Pelicans? Zion, obviously. They definitely.
Oh, right here. Picks. Is that Jackson Hayes?
Yeah,
that's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think we were confusing that earlier. Then.
What?
Did we say that the Hawks got Jackson Hayes earlier? We must have confused that from looking at this list.
We might have.
It's not a big deal. I mean.
Yeah.
So the
Pelicans have Jackson Hayes.
They're good. Mm-hmm. He's a big man, right?
Yes.
I believe so. I think you could probably look, right?
Yeah, he's a center. 6'10", 218.
Yeah, he went to Texas. Yeah, okay. So, they'll be good.
They'll be a player.
For sure, that's a 9, because, I mean, they weren't really going to get free agents in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. So. I mean, they went from benching 80 in the fourth quarter to that, so I take that as a 9. Next up is the second best team in New York, the Knicks.
Oh, man. We gave them a 3 because as much hate as they're getting, they did get Julius Randle, who's a good signing. And a couple other guys. And they did overpay the hell out of Reggie Bullock.
Yes.
Who was only, I think he only played because everybody on the Lakers was hurt and like LeBron was resting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know Reggie Bullock. I mean, he wasn't bad last year, but he's like, they gave him a lot of money. I swear they gave him a good amount of money, and it was a little bit like, okay.
Mm-hmm, Reggie Bullock. Sure. But if you're the Knicks and you talk all this, you lose Porzingis first off.
Well, you lose 7 points right away because you lost your hopes. It's over.
For a while. Unless RJ Barrett becomes some insane, which he won't be.
I think RJ will be good.
He'll be good.
I think RJ
but he will not be able to, I don't think, carry this team to the playoffs.
No.
Not even
Kevin
close.
Knox is good. Frank Nicotano was like the biggest miss ever.
Kevin.
He's the oldest guy on their roster.
In New
just
York,
like the Lakers. No, not the oldest guy. Sorry. Frank is the longest standing Knick on the roster, and then Kuzma was the longest standing Laker on the Lakers roster, which is kind of crazy. I feel like Marcus Smart is the longest on the Celtics too, which is pretty crazy.
Probably.
That's how fast the NBA moves.
I know.
Who's next on this list?
Yeah, the Knicks we're just going to skip because basically they lost out on everything. They became the second best team in New York.
A little bit of a buffed Hornets. It just seems like it's not because they're in New York.
They're terrible.
The Thunder, 3.5. Yeah, the Thunder did absolutely nothing. Once again, they're underwhelming.
And at this time, I do not think they lost Steven Adams, but I'm going to guess they do end up, I can't type, losing Steven.
That would be rough for them if they lose Steven Adams.
I'm looking it up, but at this time, I don't think they signed him. Yeah, I don't think they signed him.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't signed him yet.
That would be a huge loss if they lose him.
We got Russell Westbrook, who writes down his stats before the game that he wants after the game, so he goes for him.
Paul George was a really, obviously, like a
Paul
career.
George.
But that's what I'm saying.
I
So
like Paul
there's
George.
so many of these teams, and I was not trying to put the Rockets there, but I might have to if you look at the NBA moving next year. There's so many teams that's like, I don't know how to phrase it. It's almost like they're not going to win a championship, and they're not bad enough to tank, but they're going to make the playoffs. It's kind of like LeBron's first years in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's
like a second round knockout. You already know, right?
Yeah.
They'll make the playoffs.
the Thunder are like a first round.
Yeah, the Thunder
with Westbrook.
But I think the Rockets,
Tasmanian.
the Rockets, I think maybe the West though they might get a first round knockout. I don't know.
I don't know why Paul George stayed there so long, dude. Westbrook,
I know.
he plays like a Tasmanian
I
devil.
like
He just sprint to the paint.
If I was as good as Paul George, I would not like playing with Russell Westbrook.
I know Russell Westbrook's so good, but he's just so tough to play with. I don't know. He's tough. He's tough to talk about too, because I like him a lot, but he doesn't. It doesn't really seem like. I'm not saying he doesn't improve his game, but it doesn't seem like he ever takes like tips or like maybe.
Anything. He plays the same way every night. It's like on repeat. With Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he plays hard, but
Yeah, he definitely
can you
plays
maybe
hard.
be more of a team player? Dude, you're not a shooter. You don't need to take so many
Yeah, I
threes.
know.
He takes a lot of threes.
He's like trash talking Damian Lillard in the first round when they're down 3-1, taking threes, like hucking everything he can to act like Dame.
Yeah, that debate's over too.
Yeah.
Dame is for sure better than Westbrook. That's
he
over.
shut him up in 5 games.
Oh yeah, that debate is over for me. That's over. Unless Damian Lillard tore his ACL and was out for the rest of his life, or
Yeah, something like
I
that.
don't want to jinx anything with the way it's been going.
Next up is the Magic. We gave it 5.5.
They signed Terrence Ross.
Yep. They got
Vucevic resigned.
which is obviously a great player for a long time.
20 and 12 for sure.
Yep.
I like Vucevic a lot. They kept the young core too. They
Yep.
didn't really trade anything.
So
away.
5 is again right down the middle, and we gave them an extra 0.5 for keeping their guys, keeping basically the same exact thing as of right now. Never know with free agency.
Yeah, that's really how it went with them. I mean, there's not much to talk about. I mean, they just kept the young core, Jonathan Isaac. Who's the other one? Mo Bamba, sorry.
Yeah.
And did they still have Alfred Payton last year? I don't know if they did, because I think heard he signed somewhere.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he was there still
Yeah.
last year. I knew he was there a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not much.
There's
there,
not much
really.
to talk about.
Yeah. So who's next here? Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
I really liked this offseason. I
As
think
much
Al
as
Horford
Philly
is-
loves, or I like to think what I've seen, they liked Jimmy Butler there. I think the best place for Jimmy Butler to play is Philly. I still thought that, even though he left to the Heat. But I think they did the right thing. We signed Tobias Harris.
sure.
They got so much more depth.
Dude,
Al Horford.
as much as I like to not hate on Al Horford on the show, on the show, this podcast, whatever it is, Al is still a guy that is definitely could be a piece on a championship team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that move for Al was good, even though he stanked out Boston.
Tobias
down to Philly.
Harris is a power forward who can shoot threes. Always good.
Yeah, so you're going to
He's
have
good.
Ben Simmons, Josh Richardson, who they got in the trade,
Yep.
the Jimmy thing, Joel, Horford, and Tobias.
Yeah.
Loaded.
Loaded.
You're loaded. You're big, too.
And the East.
You're big.
In the East.
In the East.
Right now, if Kawhi leaves, could be
They're the
favorites.
favorites.
Yeah, exactly.
Kawhi
That's
leaves,
what I
they're
was
the
thinking.
I don't even if Kawhi
Even if Kawhi stays, man.
because
I don't wanna
they're
call-
one.
I don't want to call this year it's not a fluke for the Raptors, but I don't see them, that team, if they stay that team, getting back there. They were 1 shot, 3 bounces off the backboard.
I think
off the
Philly
rim.
would have beat Milwaukee too. The way they were rolling,
Yes.
and Philly, that one shot is like, it's crazy. Like that crazy bounce literally knocked
the
up
announcers
Philly, and I
had
think Philly would have been
the
in the
announcers had
finals.
time with the ball in the air and bouncing to say, "Is this the dagger?"
I know.
While it was bound, that was insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a huge pause. It was like,
I know everyone.
Whoa!
It was almost like everyone stopped
was
right
like,
where they were.
whoa!
Yeah, I
And then
know.
people started going crazy.
I know.
So-
Kawhi had time to crouch down when he shot it too. He was like crouching down. When
Oh,
Kawhi,
I know.
It took forever. It was like I felt like hours before the thing fell in.
Yeah, so do you think that makes Joel motivated to next year? Like,
Oh,
after
yeah.
experience of playoff loss, so they'll have playoff experience
Yep.
now too. I think Simmons is a really mature guard already.
I think they can be the favorite. I think they will be.
If he's a guard,
the
forward,
favorites.
whatever he plays.
I think they will be the favorites to come out of.
Yeah,
Come out
I'll
East.
agree with that. I'd have to agree with that.
Mhm.
I say unless Brad Stevens gets Boston rolling, which I don't think happens. I don't think that's. I mean, he does get.
He's a good coach.
No, but that's the one thing
like
I
to
will
think.
give the Celtics is Brad Stevens will take teams that aren't that good and make them like way
Good.
better
Yeah.
than they are.
Like the Celtics without Kyrie, everyone thought it's over, but
We're one game away.
one
from
game
going to the
away
finals, which is
from going to the
crazy.
finals. But Game 7, LeBron.
Yeah, Game
This is
7
Game
LeBron is
7
Game 7 LeBron.
Yeah, you're not gonna do much.
You're not gonna beat him really.
Next up is the Phoenix Suns. We give them a 3.5.
Yeah, they were horrible.
They got Aaron Baines.
They gave T.J. Warren away for money, who was a good 3-and-D guy this year.
Yeah.
They gave him away for money. They're horrible. They're still horrible. They have a young core. They never figure it out anywhere. Every year, it's just a new blunder. It's we draft Josh Jackson,
Yeah.
then Booker and Ayton are good together, or are they? Like, they're good players, but I don't know if they work together because it's like no wins, and then they did nothing except they drafted Cameron Jordan way too high.
I know. I think it's Johnson.
Or Johnson, my bad.
I want to take a bet. It's
No,
Johnson.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I said Jordan. You're right, for sure. That's an organization I just don't have hope in. I used to be like the Suns are
don't.
loaded in young talent.
They're a young core. They do. They are.
They were
loaded
like,
in young.
didn't they have the top odds this year too with the Knicks and them? They just
Yeah,
didn't
they
get
were
it.
out there.
Yeah, so
a
like,
lot of teams at the top odds didn't get it.
So every
Knicks,
year
Cavs.
they're just gonna be in that thing where they just have the top odds and like, can they make a
Probably.
move maybe? Phoenix isn't a bad place to live. Could maybe get someone there, right?
Yeah, you
Not a
need.
big basketball market, maybe. Not a lot of
Yeah.
people go. Might be tough. But,
Mhm.
yeah, they definitely didn't deserve a high rating.
No. Then we have Portland, the Trailblazers. We gave them a 8, locking down Dame for a while. You lose Seth Curry, but Seth Curry.
You gain Hassan Whiteside, which
Yeah.
was good for them.
They had
for
money
It
for
wasn't
him.
good for the Heat, but it was good for them because they're a team. That's what I'm talking about. Like, teams like what the Jazz and the Trailblazers did is they're teams that are close and they make themselves better. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
With a team like the Thunder and Rockets, it's like you just rely on the same core every year. There's so many teams that go down in the history books. It's like they have the same core every year. It's just make a move.
Yeah,
Make a
yourself, Make yourself from a playoff kind of contender, could be winner to a winner. You know.
Yes, exactly.
Be the
winner. What is the point of
favorites.
making the playoffs every year and not doing anything?
Yeah. What's the point of? As I always say, what's the point of winning all these games just to not win the finals?
There's not
Only,
much.
I mean, maybe win your conference championship, there's something, but you can make the playoffs as a second seed, but if you get knocked out in the second round, who in the world cares that you're a second seed?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I don't know.
You got to win a finals. You got to
Yeah.
go all the way. That's all people
There's
remember.
there's so many teams that do that stuff too. It's like that's what I'm saying with Milwaukee. Like they gotta maybe make a trade to get with someone. To be honest, like I know that young core is good, but I don't think they take down any of the super teams forming in the NBA.
No.
And then he'll just probably leave. Unless he's
Giannis.
loyal.
How much
Yeah,
is Giannis left?
I don't know how many years
Couple
left, but
years.
I'd say if it stays the same and they don't win titles, I think he might be out.
Yeah.
Right? I'd say he could be out.
Especially if he keeps, if he does end up putting this team completely on his back.
Yeah.
Hey, he will be. Next, we have the Kings. We didn't talk much about Portland there, but they're the same. Nurkic is back, and they'll be good.
Yeah, they'll be good.
They'll be good, for sure. Next, we have the Kings. We give it 6.
They lost Ennis Cantor, though, which I didn't like.
Yeah, but...
And do you see that thing? Like, Ennis Cantor said they gave him 6
6 minutes, and then
to
Dame
decide.
was like, what you talking about? It was like 45 minutes. Wasn't a lot of time, but still.
Ennis Cantor's always
Don't-
causing stuff like that. That's why I don't
Yeah,
like him.
Julius
Boston. He's always
Randle,
doing
yeah.
stuff like that.
I gotta... Boston has a lot of those guys. In hockey, you got Brad Marchand. Now you got Ennis Cantor.
I know. So, who's next? The Kings?
Kings. We gave them a 6. They turned down Boogie. Surprising, but...
What moves did they make? Why did we give them a 6? What was those moves? They signed a few guys, right? Harrison Barnes, they overpaid him a little, but they got him. They got a few guys in free agency, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, for sure. Just look that up.
I mean, the team's not terrible to begin with. They have a couple young guys. They have, I don't even know. This Holmes guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Dwayne Dedman, they were signed, and they signed.
They got to keep Willie Cauley-Stein still a free agent. How do you say that name?
Willie Cauley-Stein still free agent. He's good.
Yep.
He's a good player. They'd like to keep him. There's another sign. Oh yeah, they signed Trevor Ariza for 2 years.
Yeah,
he was a good 3D. Yeah, he was good on the Rockets a few years ago.
For sure. But again, they didn't lose anyone big, and they kept their core. And I mean, 5's down the middle. We thought they did a little better. We gave them a 6. I could see that being a 5, really. But
yeah. They kept their young guys. They're a little weak. Maybe down. Are they a little weak down? Well, they have Bagley, so they're not
Bagley's
really
gonna be good.
down. And then they have the backcourt of Dion and Buddy. They just kept their young guys. Yeah. I guess I feel like there's some teams that need to make moves, like the Cavs. I feel like they need to make moves.
Or some guys at the Kings that if you keep it, they'll develop.
Yeah, they'll develop. I think the Cavs are just like a lost cause.
Yes.
When they don't have LeBron, it's just a lost cause. It's just like it's a snooze fest over there.
All right, we got a couple teams left. We got the Spurs up next.
We gave them a 4. Yeah, they did nothing. They drafted. They drafted Dylan. Did they draft Dylan Windler? Oh no, was it the Cat? Who did that?
I don't know. I can pull it up, but they basically kept the same exact group of.
Yeah, he went to the Cavs, so that's actually not a bad pickup.
Lamar being the all-star, Aldridge. Did they re-sign anyone? Did they even have to?
Who?
The Spurs.
The Spurs. They re-signed Rudy Gay. That's good. That's a good pickup.
Good.
That's probably why they got the 4, but they didn't do anything else.
Yeah, they were
another team that might make the playoffs but do nothing.
Yes.
It's just because they have Pop, so they might make the playoffs, but they do nothing. And then we have the Raptors next week.
With the question mark because of the Kawhi. If they lose Kawhi, they lose
like a 2. They're low, but if they get Kawhi, they're like an 8 for keeping Kawhi having a championship roster.
Mm-hmm. And then the Jazz,
who we gave a 8.5.
Yeah, I think that's what it says.
It's tough to read right
Pretty
now.
messy.
They're
gonna be good.
I gave them a
They're
9.
Gonna be good.
Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich, Rudy Gobert. You lost Eric Favors, but I think it's worth it in the end when you get a guy like Bogdanovich with Mike Conley.
You lost Rubio, but you got
Conley. So you're just upgrading, really.
Yeah, you're really just upgrading what you already had.
And that's what I mean, like those kind of teams like the Jazz. And they're young, and Donovan Mitchell in the 3rd year. They say the 3rd year is really important.
Themselves from a team that was good to a even better team.
Yeah,
like we
for
say.
sure.
I don't know if you can go as far as saying championship contenders with them yet.
No, but they do have more depth than other teams, too.
We'll see how they do in the first couple of weeks of the season, but it's early on.
They did lose some of their depth in that Mike Conley trade, though, with Kyle Korver, Grayson Allen, and Grayson Allen's more G League, but he'll play this year, and then Jay Crowder. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a huge Crowder fan.
I'm not either.
He's
alright.
Yeah. People were overhyping him a lot.
For sure.
He's okay. He gets traded every year, I think.
Well, yeah.
Maybe he was right to trash on Hayward, though. He's been playing better than Hayward.
Yeah. I mean, Hayward's a lot of people playing better than Hayward right now.
Who's the last
Finally,
team,
we have the Wizards who get everyone to end their career, and there it goes.
Yeah, so they got a 3. They got the kid, I can't even pronounce his name. They got the kid from Gonzaga, the center. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Big dude from Gonzaga.
Instead of that, I mean,
they haven't done much. Again, I don't know why they haven't, dude. Why have they not traded John? Well, John Wall's hurt, but John Wall or Bradley Beal should have been gone by now. It's obviously not working. That's another.
Well, they always showed that. When's the last time they played full 82 games together? Those two. Never.
When we beat him in the playoffs with Isaiah.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but are they gonna ever do anything? You think when they come back they're gonna be
No, they'll just get hurt again, but they won't be.
Even if they were hurt, say they didn't get hurt, they're competing with the Sixers. They're competing with the Bucks. Are they even competing with the Celtics?
Probably not.
Are they competing? They're more of like a Pacer team to me now.
Yeah, they are. For sure.
I think the Pacers would beat them because I think that they lost a lot of their core, but still the Wizards aren't that. John Wall and Bradley Beal is lost. It's not.
They've tried it
It's not
for many
anymore.
years, but I would mix it up again.
It's done. They need to.
I'd mix it up again.
Bradley Beal's been in trade talks for like 17 million hours.
I know.
He's been in trade talks forever.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to leave at some point.
All right, so that's all 30 teams for the NBA's offseason grades, and I think that's going to wrap it up for today. So next week we can definitely, or maybe even this weekend,
Later
we
this
could
week,
do
maybe, yeah.
an NHL podcast for sure to go over the offseason grades in the NHL.
And free agency there.
Yeah, for sure. So just thanks for listening, and hope you enjoid.
5-on-5 game, he good. 1-on-1, I'm undefeated, never lost.